All right, my friends, here we go. Here we go. We go. Got a good special Wednesday spotlight for you guys today. We are officially live here in the group. Just pulling that up here in a second. Get the push notification sent out. Everyone tag. We got something really, really special for you guys today. So pay very, very close attention. Watch all the way through today. It's going to be very good, very exciting, awesome, awesome stuff going on here. So give me just a second to get everything up and running and rolling. And there she is. There
Is my
she is. Awesome stuff.
camera okay?
I can hear you. Yep, I can hear you and I can see you.
I feel like my camera on my end is like all jacked up. Is it okay on your
Yeah,
end?
you're perfect. You're good to go. You are good to
Okay.
go.
I'm like laying
Yeah,
sideways.
I know. You just
Like what
if you could bear
is
with
going
that, you're
on?
good to go. And it did that for me before too. When I was going live back in another thing that you were in many years ago, when I would do the daily lives, I would be on my phone and I would be horizontal like this, but on my app I would be sideways, and it was so
Yeah.
frustrating for me. But everybody could see me
Okay.
like normal.
That's
Um,
perfect then. I won't pay attention to
yeah, it's
myself.
just it's a Facebook thing. It's they are what they are. They're is what it is. But either way, I'm getting the push notification sent out right now. So
Perfect.
let's see, push is out, and obviously we'll get the everyone tagged on here. Hey, everyone, join us live now. Let's see, special guest. All right, there we go. All right, cool. We're locked and loaded. We're rolling. So straight up, obviously, guys, no secret. I have a special guest here, and this isn't just any other Wednesday spotlight, guys. This isn't just any other guest. Super big, massive, awesome. You know, can't really get much bigger. Shout out to you for hitting infinity in my econ, infinity in your business. You literally just opened up a whole new world of commissions being paid down to infinity. We'll talk more about that. I could go on for days about how exciting that is and really what it actually means to people out there watching. But I'm super excited. Like I couldn't be any more excited for you. I know this is like an awesome milestone in your business. How are you feeling after being notified yesterday? And then on top of that, what happened last night? We'll talk about what happened last night in just a second here, because that's really, really cool too. So just to leave everybody like in suspense here a little bit, how are you feeling after hitting infinity?
Really just fired up, man. I am ready to go. Like, I just want to take all of my energy and just push it out to every single person here with us on the funnel team because I mean, it is an exciting milestone. Like, and
Mhm.
I'm just ready to, give that energy to everybody else and show every single person here with us that they are capable of accomplishing the same.
Yep.
Like, that's really what we're here to do. So, I'm just excited, that I hit this within 3 months and
Yeah.
now I get to share
That's
this with you guys. Like, it's incredible.
yeah, that's really awesome. And to be able to do that in 3 months is just awesome. And to give everybody like a little highlight here, like or just backstory, years ago, back in 2018, when when I was in my econ the first time, um, when I went after infinity, it took me 6 months.
Mhm.
So it just shows you like what you've been able to do in a shorter amount of time with obviously the consistency, the constant drive, the constant force moving forward. It's just absolutely awesome to see that. So obviously, huge congratulations, huge shout out to you.
Appreciate it.
And I absolutely love what you just said. It was literally the very first thing you said is you want to pour that energy, that feeling back into the team. And that just goes to show you right there that like you're you're thinking bigger than yourself. Like, yeah, it's great that you hit it, but like the first thing you want to do is share that with other people and let them know they can hit it. Why is that important to you?
Because I mean, I think even just back to my story. When I first got started, the reason I got started was because I seen the proof in the pudding. I seen an average person like myself
Mhm.
make incredible income, hit incredible ranks. And I was like, oh my God, I know I could do that too. That
Yeah.
person shared that energy, that information in a video that impacted me. So I know that, again, you don't reinvent the wheel. So, I know that sharing my energy, my story, my success and how I was able to accomplish this will help somebody else accomplish the same thing. So
Yep.
I think it's plain and simple.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's cool because like you can go back to where you were at the time when you got started, remember what you were feeling, what
Hmm.
you were thinking, and then you see other people that are getting those results. Like that's you guys that are watching right
Yeah.
now. You guys are like sitting in that seat, the same seat that I was in back in 2016, the same seat that Catherine was in several years ago, being like, okay, I see somebody doing it. I know it's possible.
Hmm.
I just got to go, like, I just got to go do it.
Yeah.
I just got to go do it. And I think that's also what's cool about where we're at today, where we're at right now with the funnel team, what we've built, funnels, training, apps, like all that stuff. It's just, I mean, I don't want to say it's getting easier, but I also want to kind of say it's getting easier a little bit because of like everything is in place. Like when I got started in 2016, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Like there was no funnel team, there was no app, there was no like done for you funnels. I remember my very first system. I had to build out the funnels myself. I had to watch training videos on how to build the funnels, how to connect. Number one, how to build a capture page. Number two, how to build a sales page. Oh, by the way, I had to record my own sales video.
Yeah.
And then I had and now like all that stuff's done for you. Like it now just
Yep.
comes down to when we're getting started. Even like when you got started, Catherine, you still had to figure out like how to market everything. You kind of had a done for you system, but you had to figure out how to market everything, what to do. And now it's like all that stuff is spelled out. So now it
Yeah.
just comes down to desire.
Yeah.
They gotta want it, right? Like, am I missing anything?
No, I mean, it's plain as simple. Everything's laid out for you. You have to plug in. You have to want it and believe that you can, obviously achieve the goal as well. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're already losing. Like,
Yeah, true.
yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that, but we
Yep.
don't, we don't accomplish goals by not thinking that we can accomplish it. It's like even if you don't have, the exact, how to everything's gonna plan out, but you have to believe like, hey, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna learn and grow, and through the process, like I'm gonna have these incremental wins. Like I didn't just get started and then start making $12,000 a month. No, that took me to get out here to, learn the information, to share the information, to teach other people how to do what I do.
Hmm.
And then the money started flowing.
Yep.
Like there's a process to everything. So yeah, you got to be willing um, to learn and grow
Yep.
through it.
Yep. 100%. Now, I want to talk about what happened last night because like a little bit of a secret but not really secret now is like obviously guys like we had a webinar last night, so Catherine's already riding the vibe, got promoted to EVP Infinity. But like on your end, like specifically, like nothing really changed. It's not like you took your foot off the gas pedal and you stopped working or anything like that. You were following the methods. You were inviting people to
Mhm.
last night's webinar. You were,
Yep.
out there working your business, doing your thing, inviting people. And then what happened after that? I'll let you tell that story because I can tell it, but go ahead.
Well, I think it's important to kind of give you the whole picture, everyone.
Yeah, of course.
So my this is the reality of what we do. Social media. My social media, my main platform is down. It has been down for almost 2 months now. It will be down until Christmas time. So like for me, I've been putting in the work. I've had to work like a little bit harder than I typically do because my content is not being pushed out to the explore page, which means typically only my followers are seeing my things. And you might look at my page and say, well, yeah, you got a lot of followers, but let's be honest, a lot of people are
Hmm.
cheerleaders. A lot of people are not there to actually work. They're like, oh, she's pretty, oh, congrats, but I'm not here to work with you. So, like, that's not real numbers, you know what I mean, for people that are actually interested. So, had to do a little bit of extra work in pushing my content out there. And I had about, I want to say, 10 people confirmed coming to the webinar, 8 to
Mm-hmm.
10 people. So it wasn't a crazy amount. I could have been ungrateful, but I was thankful for every that I got registered and confirmed to come to last night's live free webinar, right?
Yep.
So, follow the formula to a T, getting them invited, screenshot, following up after the webinar. This was extremely, extremely important. Had I not followed up, maybe I would have landed half the sales, but I ended up closing 4 sales last night. That ended up being $245 within less than 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Within 30 minutes of the webinar ending, earning $245 was just, I was on fire last night. I was on fire. I was like,
Yep.
that's amazing because, again, I only had, a handful of people come to the webinar because some of them didn't. I followed back up with them. I wasn't able to attend. Okay. That's when you maximize the replay. But,
Yep.
the handful of people that I did get there closed for of them, one's lined up for Friday. So that's going to be 5
Nice.
by Friday, which is really incredible.
So guys, just do me a favor right now and everybody comment 245 down in the comments. So if you guys are watching live now, if you guys are watching the replay, comment 245 down in the comments. $245 made in 30 minutes post webinar. Okay. 30 minutes made post webinar. Like that right there is the clear definition of following the training. Going through like the 3 steps that we talk about, guys. Inviting people to the webinar, being live and attentive on the webinar with your leads, and then 3, closing the sale, reaching out and ask for the sale. Like, perfect example, Catherine, like when the webinar was over, did you just like sit back and put your hands back and be like, okay, cool, like they'll just magically show up? Or did you reach out and say, hey, are you ready to get started?
I reached out. I only had one person that beat me to the punch. And that
Yeah.
was really awesome. They're ready to go. Other than that, every single one of them, the other 4 that were confirmed and actually showed up, I followed up with them and closed them immediately
Yep.
after.
I think that's awesome. So I mean, literally, you just followed the training. You followed the plan that we've had in place for many years now. You invite, you confirm that they're on there, you get them registered, you're on there with them, you ask for the sale afterwards. I mean, that's basically
That
it,
was
right?
it.
Yep.
Yeah. And what's amazing too is that the webinars are designed again in a way that it's very informational and impactful for the viewer that I didn't have to answer a single question.
Yep.
I didn't have to answer a single question. All I did was like, yep, here you go. Here's the link. Confirm they're enrolled. Send them access to the training. Seamless. It was very, very seamless.
Yeah, it's funny because like when they're on like a full length presentation like that, we cover all the bells and whistles. We cover all the information, how to get started, where to go, what you get, how much it costs, all of that stuff. It's all covered. And that's why these webinars, the live webinars, and also the webinar replays are really, really important. Just want to know, I don't know if you can see in the chat, but you have both Nikki,
I don't
Celeste,
have a chat
and
on my end, unfortunately.
yeah, Nikki, Celeste, and Shannon say I want to be like Catherine when I grow up. So, so that's really cool. Okay, so I want to talk about kind of a hot button issue here for 1 second. And you mentioned it before you started sharing that last part about, going through and inviting and when you were talking about your Instagram channel. Um, this has come up to me before. I know it's come up to you. I know this has kind of surrounded our team a little bit, not just with you, but just with other people as well. I mean, I've had other people say to me, like either when they're getting started or if they're frustrated and they're not getting results. And what do we do as a team? We always shout out, we edify people that are making consistent sales, whether it be, you or Kiersey or Celeste or Shannon or myself or whoever, right? And I know I've heard people say like, oh, Catherine gets the results that she does because she's hot, or she's easy on the eyes, or she's this, or she's that, or she has a big following, right? Like it's no secret that's come up in the past before, right? And I'm sure you have heard that as well, right? So like I want everybody to realize, and maybe you can and share it from your point of view as well. And this is what everybody kind of needs to realize is Catherine, like all of us, started at ground zero. Catherine started from literally nothing and built her success. She built things up. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize, people here in the team might realize it, but maybe the people that are watching the replay or later in YouTube or wherever this video gets shared, like you work your friggin' ass off. Like you, what people need to know and need to understand, and for everyone hearing this right now, you need to know and understand that Catherine gets the results that she does because you are the definition of consistency. Like you are literally like more consistent than anybody I know, putting out content every single day, showing up every single day. Even right now, you're on the tail end of being sick. you know like I could hear it in your voice. You left me a voicemail a couple of days ago. You could hear it then. Like you're even then you're still pushing through and you're still showing up every single day. So maybe kind of talk a little bit about that, and how you kind of break past that stereotype and show people what it really takes.
Yeah. I think it's really easy to look at someone, anyone in general, and pick apart, the great things. Well, they're beautiful. They're this, they're that. So that's why that they're successful.
Hmm.
When reality, it's like, no, there's a lot of hard work and things that you guys don't see on the back
Hmm.
end that are happening every single day. You don't see the conversations that I have. You don't see the tears that I shed. You don't see me stressed out sometimes when sometimes I don't know what to create. I don't have an idea, I have to put in the work and effort to come up with these ideas. They don't
Hmm.
just pop up on the screen. And other people are great in other areas as well. It's like me saying, looking at somebody who's a great editor, right? Does amazing editing and blah, blah, blah. I could be like, oh, well, that's why they get success. No, they show up, they learn, they apply, they're consistent. There are other things that play a role into success. So it makes me a little upset to hear when people say, oh, she's pretty, so of course. No, pretty doesn't close sales. I'm sorry to tell you that. That may attract people,
Yeah.
but that attracts distracted people. I don't
Hmm.
want to work with distracted people. Anytime somebody's like, oh, well, you're cute, bye, literally. I don't want to work with you. That's not what I'm here for.
Yep.
I'm looking for serious people to work with. So um again, I have hard days too, guys. I mean, over the weekend, I mean, as Daniel just said, I've been sick for like a week now. And I took a little time this weekend to rest because I wanted to be my best for this week. I didn't make any sales. That's the reality,
Yep.
guys. I didn't make any sales. So we're not here just to show you, woohoo, hurrah, the good days. We're going to give you the real reality of, business in general. Business in general. There's going to be peaks and
Yep.
valleys. Like, it's natural. There is nothing in life is constantly going up. There's always going to be, you have sunny days, you have rainy days. It's life. So
Yep.
again, you can look at, I could have just told you like, oh yeah, I make that every day, but that's not reality.
Yep.
Reality is I was sick this weekend. I took a lot of time to myself and I didn't close any sales. Now, was I a little disheartened? Yeah, of course I would have loved to close sales, but guess what? Monday, I shook it off and I said, I'm going to give my all. We have a webinar coming up on Tuesday. This is my opportunity to make up for this weekend and me really taking off and taking care of myself.
Yep.
Ramped up, got as many people as invited as I could, confirmed, followed up. And that's why I was able to reap the reward last night. It
Yep.
wasn't just because I'm pretty or even just because I posted a video consistently. Like, no, I had to follow the formula to get them there. I had to follow the formula to close the sale. And that's the reality. That's the truth. Had I not done that, I would not be reaping the benefit today.
Yep. Or reaping the benefit for the last 3.5 months putting in the work, and it just goes back to the consistency, because obviously for you to hit infinity, you know, getting to gold, sure, two people, okay,
Right.
almost anybody could do that. Getting to platinum 15, sure. Getting up to infinity, now that's a different story. That takes a lot more consistency. And another thing to talk about here too is, um, you'll have to drop some names because I don't know all of them, but like, it's not just you, it's not just all on your back. You've also brought team members on board, plug them in. I know you have like kind of like your own chat group, like your own thread with your members. You're also nurturing, coaching, you're helping develop new people as well. So maybe talk about the importance of, you're also plugging people in, but you're also now, like you said in the very, very beginning, you're pouring into other people, you're mentoring other people, because we've seen, your people getting sales as
Mhm.
well. And that's no accident. That doesn't just, magically happen. That's you nurturing, developing, working with, doing all of those things. So maybe talk a little bit about, again, more behind the scenes, the stuff that people don't know and they don't see. A lot of people assume that, it's because of this or because of that, but it's
Yeah.
like, work, effort, consistency, working with people behind the scenes. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I think, what's really important is obviously giving a shit.
Yeah,
A lot of
absolutely.
people,
We can
you
keep it
know,
real. It's all good.
come on board and they just want to make a shit ton of money and not care about anybody else. But we always say that in this business, it's really about, helping other people. It's really about we lead with impact, because if we didn't care, we wouldn't be here today. We don't have to do these calls, but we get to do these calls. We get to be here and impact you, inspire you, and let you know the real truth of, this journey. But behind the scenes for me, what's really important is knowing how you could separate yourself from everybody else. Okay. We talk about this all the time, especially like when creating content. What separates you from everybody else? Me personally, I get to tell, my leads that they get to plug into a group chat that goes 24/7. Anytime they have questions,
Mhm.
I'm here to answer
Yep.
them at any given time. That takes me from 0 to 100 in their eyes. Like,
Yep.
oh, okay, so you're not going to just sell me on a system and then just like, boom, plug me into the training and then that's
So
it. No,
let me
like,
let me
go ahead.
stop you right there real quick, because this is something that we've talked about here in the team before. And we've actually put out a challenge. I don't know if you guys remember, probably a couple months ago, we put out a challenge, where I said to you, like, what is going to differentiate you
Hmm.
from everybody out there trying to do the same thing that you're doing? What makes you different? But more importantly, and this is exactly what you're, literally hitting the nail on the head right now. What is the benefit to them
Yeah.
when they join you? And that's where you just separated yourself. So this is like a huge nugget for everybody. You literally just separated yourself. Like, you're going to plug your people into your own private 24/7 chat room. As soon as you say like 24/7 support, like access to me, that instantly is going to, because how many times do you hear people complain when they get started, like, oh, I was ghosted by my sponsor. I could never get support. I could never
Almost
get help.
every
I was literally just
time.
I was literally just thrown in there and I didn't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. Right. So like, I want you guys, as you're watching this, I want you guys to think about like, what is going to differentiate you from everybody else? What is in it for them? Forget about yourself for a second. What is in it for the person watching you when they join you? What's in it for them? And how do they get benefit from you? And I think that's what you're nailing right now. So sorry, continue. Just wanted
No,
to
and
share.
and I don't want people like on the team to think, which I'm sure some of y'all are shitting your pants, thinking, "Oh my God, I gotta have a group chat and like, mentor these people. I don't even know what I'm doing." What's so amazing is that when I got started, I've been doing this. Like Daniel kind of inspired this whole thing from when we first started working together 3.5 years ago. He was doing morning calls just like this, and I was always there, always listening. And one of the things that he had mentioned was basically like a group chat, or
Mhm.
like, or a group, or somewhere where people could get, just contact you directly for support. This is not to be the babysitters club, okay?
Mhm.
I don't have a chat to be a babysitter. I'm here for you, but I'm not like, that's not what
Yeah.
this is. Catherine, I need you. Blah, 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 blah. No, that's not what that's for. It's, you're struggling with this. You need to know where to find XYZ. I got you. Like, you know what I mean? It's very straight to the point. Like, whatever you need help with, I got you. But I direct people to the training. To the training. You don't know where this is at? This is where it's at. Like,
Yep.
I still want you to be self-sufficient, and sometimes I won't even drop a link. I'll say that's in your training at XYZ point, blah, blah, blah. But I'm very helpful in you locating exactly what you need. I'm just saying, like, I don't do this for having a babysitters club.
Yep.
My team is very self-sufficient. And what I love is that while I'm developing leaders, that they help me, which is truly incredible. Like Cynthia, Rashila, there's a couple other people in there as well. Christian, like anytime I'm busy, because they know I'm a mom, I do this full time, but I'm a full time mom as well. So sometimes I'm not able to just in 2 seconds give you an answer. So they'll kind of jump in and help me, which is really, really nice. But in all, like the group chat is there to help inspire you, to make sure that if you need anything, like I got your back. That's what it's designed for, and it has done exactly just that. I think I've closed many, many, many sales just because of that, having that aspect in my corner. But I host calls on Sundays for my team, and again, that's just to be there as your support and say, like, what are you struggling with? I don't care if it's mindset, I don't care if it's technical with the training, creating content, posting, conversations with your leads, like whatever it is, like I'm here to help you. And that's what it's designed for. So on Sundays, I'm pouring into my team. So not only during the week am I, creating content, posting content, connecting with leads, I'm pouring into my team as well because, you know, um, I take it very seriously. The people that come on board with me, you're trusting me. So I'm gonna be here to support you as well. So that takes some energy and some time, and some people are negative Nancy's. Let's just be real.
Mhm.
I get those, and I have to deal with that too. But I love giving people new perspectives. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that I do is, oh well, I didn't think about it like that.
Yep.
So pouring into my team is what I do and I get to do, and that's behind the scenes that most people don't know about.
Yep. Yep. I agree 1,000%. It's just, and you know what? You mentioned something really cool too, is when you have, a group, and it doesn't matter, like this group could be two, three, 10 people, whatever it is, maybe, 50 people. I've had chat groups of over, 200 people.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's hard to keep up with those. But what's really cool is over time when you're doing that, you start to see other leaders
Mhm.
emerge where somebody will go in there and ask a question. And you mentioned like Rashila or Cynthia or someone else
Mhm.
will go in and they'll start answering questions and they'll start being, kind of like an advocate in that group. And that's like, oh, look what's
Yeah.
happening right now. It's really cool to see, you know? Um, and I think it's kind of like you extend the olive branch, and it's the beautiful thing about this business and this industry is you never ever know who's going to step up and when they're going to
Mhm.
step up. And I
Yeah.
think that's, you have to be like, we all have to be consistent every single day. We have to be our authentic selves every single day. And that's why, for you guys here, that's why we show up and we do these trainings 5 times a week is we show up for you every single day. And then some of you guys are literally going to step up. Some of you are not,
Yeah.
but you show up every single day. And Catherine, you're doing that for your team, and your people, will start to show up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you want to talk about like, who you've seen show up and how that's helped you, or what you've done in addition, or if you've done anything to get them to step up, or they just stepped up on their own.
I would say most of them step up on their own, which I'd love to see. Like, I've never told anybody, hey, like, can you help me out if I'm busy? Or, nothing. Like Rashila is, she is a firecracker. She definitely is in there and will tell them exactly where they need to be, what they need to do to get it done. Cynthia is very helpful as well with technical stuff and like inspiring the team. Christian as well. Like there is quite a handful of them that do participate a lot, or even just dropping pieces of content that work for them.
Mm,
I love that.
yep.
I love that. Again, it's just an area where we can all come together and you can share what's working for you, because again, like what works for me isn't going to work for you. What works for you may not work for, Kirsty or Bill or whoever. Like we all have our own flow, but we get to come together and share what works,
Yeah.
again, not a, oh, that let's hear, just I don't know how this is going to perform. No, share what works, and again, follow the blueprint. So some leaders have stepped up, which I love to see. Which you have talked about Cynthia. She's crushing it. The girl is on fire, creating content all the time. She has been also creating YouTube videos, which I love to
Yep.
see. I'm so proud of her. So shout out Cynthia. You guys shout her out in the comments, because she's definitely putting in the work, and she has made sales as well. So just love to see it, really. And I think she had mentioned before in the results group, she actually had been a part of my econ, had an unsupportive mentor.
Yep.
And then when she found out that the funnel team was a part of my econ, she was like, I know where I'm going. And then,
Yep.
helping her with conversations with her leads. I think like that's one of the biggest challenges I see sometimes is like, conversations.
Yep.
And just to have somebody be there, they'll send me a screenshot, and I'll critique their flow of what they're saying with their leads and help them close a
Yep.
sale, which is really awesome.
I think that's, like a lot of what you're talking about there is, and you hear Kirsty say it all the time, like being in proximity.
Oh yeah.
And you guys need to, also know and understand too that like we here as a team, as a community, as the funnel team, like we may not all fall under one another in the line of descent, or, the way the structure of the comp plan goes. But at the same point, we can all still use and help each other, because
Mhm.
like what you were just talking about, like sharing ideas. And it would be super easy if you don't have a team, if you only have one person, or you have no people, or whatever it is. It's still really easy for you guys to reach out to sideline somebody else in here, in our team, in our community, and say, hey, I'm looking for a group of, for it goes back to, it goes back to, close to, I don't even know what, 70 years ago, with Napoleon Hill, and um, whatever his book was there. I should know that. I should really know this one off the top of my head. Um, but where he talks about a weekly mastermind,
Mhm.
having a weekly mastermind, surrounding yourself with other people in the same space that you are, all after the same goals, same, common things that you guys are after, you know, but connecting with other people here in the group and sharing ideas. Because
Mhm.
as an example, like sometimes I'll get in that, like, and normally, like, I can bang out content no problem. Like we've been doing this long enough where it's like, you know, but occasionally, like, we might need an idea. We might need a little just boot in the butt to be like, okay, that's something I can run with, right?
Mhm.
So I'll look at your content, I'll look at Kirsty's content, and although your style is very different from my style, and my style is different from your style, I don't know what's going on right there. I just did something that caused fireworks, but hey, boom, awesome. Um, but when I check out your content, all I need is like, I just need that starting point. I
Mhm.
just need that hook, or that phrase, or that word, or that something that makes me go, oh,
There we
that's a
go.
good idea. I'm gonna go run with that. And then I just go make my own version of it. You know what I mean? So you guys that are here in the group could literally get together with, someone, a peer, sideline someone, and do that on a consistent basis. You guys can have, those weekly masterminds, those daily, whatever it is, those 24/7 group chats, where you guys are just sharing ideas. If you have a video that takes off and it goes north and it gets thousands of views, like, share that with your group. And
Mhm.
then other people can take that and then go make their own version of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
having that camaraderie, having that, that proximity to other people that are that have that desire to win will take you so much further versus sitting back in your own tight little bubble and, you know, wishing and hoping and praying that things get better. Like it will make a big difference. So think and
Yeah.
grow rich. Thank you. I don't had a brain fart there. Think and grow
It's
rich. But
okay. Yeah, we're a community at the end of the day, and this is what we're here to do. So, I mean, you could choose to, be by yourself if you want, but there are people here that I'm sure would love to have an accountability partner or somebody to bounce ideas off
mhm,
of or whatever. Like I had that in the beginning. When I first got started, a girl in our other group, we ended up just seeing each other, commenting a lot. And one day she messaged me and was like, "Would you like to be my accountability partner?" And I was like, "Sure." And then we started, accountability. Like, say, for example, being on this call right now, you and your accountability partner will be like, checking in, you here? You know what I mean? And that helps again, and being in proximity is going to help you reach your goal faster than if you just kind of, show up whenever you feel like it. Like, you got to be in proximity every day,
yep,
especially if this is something, if you're like, I want to replace my 9 to 5 income, you got to show up. You got to show up, especially on the hard days,
yeah. And
especially
you
on the hard days.
and you also have to be, you know, if you're going to have an accountability partner, you know, you also have to be in proximity, in sync with somebody else that wants that same desire too. Because, you know, if you're trying to network, and let's say you even get a sale, right? And you're working with that person, and that person is, you know, like, hey, let's get out there, let's go create some content, let's show up on the call. Oh, well, you know what? I'm tired, and like, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
the
no,
kids
that's
running
not. You're
around,
not
and
an
like,
accountability partner. You doing that?
yeah. So like, it's kind of like, you know, sometimes family members, right? Family members are the worst critics, you
Yeah.
know, because as you guys will hear this a lot in this industry, where your biggest supporters are people you don't know, and your biggest critics are the people that are closest to you. So, like, if you surround yourself with negative family members, if you surround yourself with negative friends, it's going to be very hard to get results. It's going to be very hard to win.
Hmm.
Versus if you surround yourself with the right people, and those people are here in the group, but you also may have to do some networking. You may also have to kind of, you want to level up. You want to be in proximity to people that have the same goals and desires as you, and that will help do nothing but push you forward, you know?
Hmm.
So put some thought into that and think about it, because again, this is, you know, Catherine is a perfect demonstration of when you have those things aligned, they can work extremely well, right? So, man, man, oh man, Catherine, anything we didn't talk about, anything you want to bring up, anything I missed, anything that you want to share with the team?
I think we really hit it on the head. Like, I mean, I really wanted to highlight for everybody here on the team that, reality of, not every day is gonna be rainbows and sunshine, not every day is gonna be, hundreds of dollars in sales. I mean, of course, that's how we wanted to get there, right? But on your way to getting there, you may have days where, hey, you may not make a sale. That's reality, and that's okay. You still keep pushing, you still keep going,
Mhm,
because if you give up too early, say for example, if I would have been, all upset and in my feelings over this weekend and not have done anything yesterday or, Tuesday before the webinar, I would have not have again reaped the reward for getting out there and still going
mhm,
despite how my weekend was. So that's really my main thing I wanted to share with the team, and just encourage you guys that you are so close. Like, you're already here. You're already putting in the work. Believe in yourself. Keep going. Don't ever give up. Like, you are in the right place.
mhm,
Okay. You're in the right place at the right time. We have all the tools, training, education. Like, you can't find this anywhere else. I can guarantee you that.
mhm,
I had actually, I'll share a random thing with you guys. I had a meeting yesterday, and I knew what was going to happen with this meeting. I mean, it was somebody going to try to recruit me into something or whatever. It was a person's Instagram He had like 1 million followers. Of course, this meeting was with their partner, and they were trying to sell me on their system of webinars, which was hilarious. It was hilarious because they were like, yeah, we got this program going on where we set you up, and basically it's like a funnel, right? But it's exposing a webinar, and it's like a live presentation, but it's not really live. It's pre-recorded with live effects. And basically they were, trying to sell me on it. And I said, my team already does that. My team already does that. He's like, yeah, you would have to. It was funny because like he didn't talk about pricing or anything. And I'm like, this isn't for free. Like you're not scheduling a meeting for free. Like you want to make money off me. I already know this. And then the catch came out like, yeah, you'll have to upgrade into the whatever university or some shit. He didn't say how much it was. I didn't care. But I was like, oh, my team already does that for free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to pay somebody to do webinars. We already do webinars. Thank you very much. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, then it sounds like you got everything set up then. You're already doing basically what they were doing.
Yep.
And they were selling it because like it's a hot commodity. Webinars are selling.
Webinars close sales.
Yeah, like webinars are doing the dang thing. And I was just hilarious because I'm like, we already do that. So again, edifying, you have everything that you need to succeed. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a matter of you applying everything that you're given. You have a choice. You either do or you do not do, you know? It's as simple as that. So that's, all I got to share with you guys. Take it seriously because, you know, we're gonna be going to the
Oh
top.
yeah. Yeah, and you're getting close there. You're getting close, that's for sure. So I actually want to talk about one more thing, and it's obviously, it has to do with you hitting infinity. Now, obviously, your next goal is CEO infinity, which is the top, which, obviously you opened up a payment plan to infinity, which is just awesome. And you were talking about being in the weekend, feeling your feelings. And it would have been really easy. And this is where everybody is. It's really easy not to do the work. It's easy not to feel like putting out content. It's easy not feeling like you want to move forward because that's why everybody does it. That's why the it's not the failure rate, and everyone needs to realize this in the industry. It's like they call it a 97% failure rate. Why most people fail with making money online. It's not failing, it's quitting. And there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between failing and quitting, right? Our previous business failed because the server crashed.
Yeah.
1000% out of our control. The server crashed and our business went over, game over. Like nothing we could have done about that. Like the business failed, but you only fail when you quit.
Yeah.
So like this past weekend, Catherine, like you were feeling your feelings, like, you're like, you said you didn't make any sales. Like I want to step back and I want to look at the bigger picture for a second. And I want to get real for a second. And I know we thought we were probably going to end this, but I kind of want to save the best for last because this is where it like really gets real. Because I remember if we were to go back like 3 months ago, right, when this whole thing started, when we just said, hey, we're going to switch it up a little bit, right? We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go from this over to this. We're going to roll out, a new thing in the back of our funnel, and we're going to go for it. And it all made sense. Like it all made sense. Low ticket, incredible value stack, all that sort of good stuff. But I remember the conversation that you and I had when I personally reached out to you and said, "Hey, this is what we're thinking." And there were points where it was a very emotional conversation, and it would have been easy for you to just call it a day. It would have been easy for you to be like, I'm feeling my feelings. I'm not feeling this. I'm throwing in the towel because
Mhm.
it's easy to walk away. But knowing what you know, knowing what you've experienced over the years, it's like you can kind of go back and look at that now and been like, yeah, it would have been easy. It would have been easy to stop moving forward. It would have been easy to stop being consistent. It would have been easy to give up, to stop, to quit. But you didn't because you knew, like a little, foreshadowing, you knew and a short 3 months later, you knew what was possible. You knew where you could take this. You knew like where this could go,
Mhm.
and you decided to step up and move forward. So I just really quickly kind of summarize that moment and what you were feeling, and what helped, push you through to get to where you are today.
Well, yeah, it was definitely, it was like a large pill to swallow. Like, okay. And I mean, I think the big picture is, again, always remembering why I do what I do. I don't do this just to do it. It's a lifestyle. It's to provide. It's what do I see for my future for me and my daughter? It could be easy to quit, to give up, but then I'm backtracking. I'm backtracking. What, I'm gonna go work a job?
Yep.
And what good, when for me it's like, okay, looking at my options, right? It's easy to throw in the towel. I'm stressed out, whatever. I could just go get a job, make X amount of dollars, and know that whatever. But I'm not going to be happy. It's not going to provide me the future that I desire and need for me and my daughter. Or I can, you know pull up my big girl panties and get back on the horse, and here we go, just keep on trucking, even though this may not be the smoothest journey. Like, there's going to be some bumps in the road, but again, where I desire to be is so much more important than how I feel right now. Like,
Mm,
this right now
I
is
love that
temporary.
line. That is awesome. Love it.
This feeling right now is temporary. I'm sick right now. It's temporary. It's going to go away and I will be better. You know, if I decide to quit, throw in the towel, go back to a job, I'm not going to get the desired result that I want for me and my daughter, the lifestyle, the freedom, the unlimited income potential. Like, I had to see the good in the long term and say, okay, I have to set aside my feelings of how I'm feeling right now, because how I want to feel in the next 3 months, the next year, is more
Yep.
important. Like, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be stuck at a job. I don't want to be back miserable working day in and day out, feeling like I'm living on repeat before I even got started. So, that's what pushed me
Yep.
forward. Just knowing that this feeling right now of, here we go. Okay. This is not what I want to hear. This is not what I really want to do. I don't want to rebuild. I've been building. I could have looked at it every single negative way, which, I did. And then I tossed it to the side.
Yep.
That's fine. I don't, it's still not going to stop me from chasing my goal, achieving my goal. And I think that's where a lot of people, I don't know if they don't take it into consideration, but I'm not quitting on myself. It's not an option. I may feel like crap one day, but again, it's temporary. That's one thing that you guys need to remember. When
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling down, when your content sucks, it didn't perform as you hoped it would, it didn't, the comments weren't there. Well, if you don't post the next piece of content tomorrow, that could be amazing and get, 500,000 whatever views or
Mm-hmm.
a million views. If you don't do it tomorrow, you're not even giving yourself the chance to reach the success. So remember that, however you're feeling, it's temporary.
Yep.
How do you want to feel? Whenever you keep pushing and keep moving forward, when you reach the goal, when you are making 5,000, 10,000, 15, $20,000 a month, how does that feel? What's more important, the feeling you're feeling right now, working your 9 to 5 job and being miserable, or the feeling of financial abundance and creating a lifestyle that you love, getting to do what you want when you want, go wherever you want? Like, what is more important? You get to choose.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose my future.
Boom. One very last thing I want to talk about, and then we'll wrap it up here, is, you had mentioned it before, and I want everybody to kind of think about this too, because it doesn't matter whether you're, an influencer, you have over or 200,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm sure you get hit up all the time, people reaching out to you, pitching you on, the latest and greatest, whatever it is, whether it be a webinar thing, whether it be another business opportunity, whatever. And we all, once you get into the make money online space, I mean, dude, there's so many shiny objects out there. There's so many things that look like it's going to be easier. There's so many other things that look like you could get results easier. And that's what everyone's looking for. So we do get pitched all the time. And whether we get pitched in our inbox or we get pitched visually when we're scrolling through and we see somebody else making money and we want that, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get swayed. But, obviously, you've been part of this team for a very long time. You know what's at stake here. You know the value that is put out there. Like, maybe just talk a smidge about, what it means to be unrecruitable, what it means to, be bulletproof, where it's like you have something that's pretty incredible. You have something to offer that's also pretty incredible, and not to let those other things like steer you off course or steer you away from what you're working on.
Well, I think I do see it. I do have other people who are in Make Money Online affiliate programs that are constantly posting, results and things. And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I'd be like, oh dang, they did this and they did that. But again, you can't believe everything that you see. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe half the things that I see when people say they're making millions of dollars. Why? Because I live the journey. I understand the hard work, dedication that it takes. Even if someone's selling high ticket products, again, I know what I have because I've studied what I have. So if you haven't done that, you need to do that. And you need to make sure that you know what you have. And again, with the training, everything, you need to be confident in what you have first and believe in what you have in front of you and the community that you're surrounded with. You have to be confident in that.
I agree. And I want to mention one thing super, super quick. A funny story is a couple of months ago, I did a study on one of the latest and greatest, and they recycle like every 3 months. Every 3 months, all the top gurus, the big affiliate marketers are like, "This is the greatest thing. You got to get in on this." And then they just drag all the dead bodies from one opportunity to the other. And I actually caught 3 different top marketers that I at one point used to follow, that I used to be inspired by. I caught 3 of the same exact marketers, all using the same exact back office photo, stating that they made X amount of dollars. And it was 3 different, like, they all copied the same photo and was saying it was theirs. And it was just like, oh man, like, this is unfortunately the industry that we're in. And people are getting, duped and fooled and reeled in by crap that's not real. When you realize what you actually have, the value, the training, the community, the leadership, all those other things, hold on to that.
Yeah.
Like, don't be swayed, don't be fooled by other junk that's out there. You have something that's real.
I think that's big. Like I think this is why a lot of people study, right? So don't be mad when you connect with a lead and you don't close the sale. Some people are watching you. They're watching you to see what you do, because if you're hopping around from one thing to another, to another, to another, to another, just because you're chasing the shiny object, like, it's gonna smell like BS. Like,
Yep.
you're not even sticking to the plan that you had, so again, I don't believe everything that you see. Some people may make really good money, and those people that do, you have to remember it's because they stayed consistent with whatever they're doing. If they are successful, it's because they've been doing it. They put in the time, they put in the work, they put in the effort. Like, that's how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you stay where you're at and you do the work, you put the effort in, the time, the consistency, over time, even though that person's in a different opportunity, you can be making just as much as they are, if not more.
Yep.
It's just about you sticking to the plan, because everybody's going to have success in different things. Every business has different success, right? But again, you have to stick to the plan. So you're here, you have an amazing community, you have to believe in what you have. So, I mean, whenever you see those shiny objects, again, don't believe everything that you see. And just know that that person took the time and effort to build whatever it is that they're doing. So, know, like, hey, where I'm at, I'm good. If I stay focused, like, I can still have the same results within my business. I don't need to jump ship just because they're posting, hey, I made $500 today or $1,000, whatever it is.
Yep.
And do your due diligence. Make sure that you're actually, if you are at the point of like, oh, I'm thinking about entertaining this, actually do your homework. What's
Yep.
the compensation plan like? Because again, like true passive residual income is what we're after, and building and selling a high ticket product one time is not going to build you that.
Yep.
It's going to get you
And
a quick buck for now, but I mean, what happens in the long run? What happens when you take your foot off the gas and you're not making those high ticket sales? You're not going to
yeah,
make any money.
100%. And you just kind of said something that was like a little secret sauce. I don't know if anybody picked up on it, but people are going to look at your consistency. And you're 100% right. There are people watching us. There are people watching us from our previous business. There are
Yeah.
people watching us from, whether it be TikTok or Insta or Facebook that have heard of the funnel team, but they're not sure what it is. So they're researching. And then if they see you, going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, they're not going to join you because you're not consistent. And especially if you're trying to attract a big leader, someone that could come in and really make an impact on your business, those big leaders don't join jumpers. They don't join people that jump from one thing to the next. They join people that are consistent. They join people that are dedicated. They join people that are demonstrating what they want to bring into their business.
Mhm.
So again, think about what we said back a while ago. What does someone get? What is the benefit to them when they join you? Consistency, dedication, moving forward, all of those things that we've talked about today. You get to go be that, and then you get to go experience that, and then you get to go have that as long as you keep moving forward and you don't ever quit. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. You
So,
have the formula, you have everything that you need. You're in the right place at the right time. Like, it's just go time.
yep,
It's time to put in the work. It's time to build, and you will be where you want to be.
yep,
It's not a matter of if, as we always say, it's just when.
yep. Yeah, and Shannon literally just put that in the comments. She says, I have leads reach out to me and they say they want to join me because of my consistency. Some
Mhm.
watched for 2
Yeah.
months before they even reached out. So consistency, guys, is everything.
Yeah.
It's literally
I have people
everything.
reaching out for me like when I joined my first opportunity
Yeah,
3.5 years ago. I'll look at
it's
our chat and I'll be like, 2021?
yeah,
What?
yeah, you,
What? Like, where
you,
have you been?
yeah,
They're like, oh, I've been watching this whole time.
yeah, you,
Everybody has their own timing. Just because it's not today and you're mad that they don't get started today doesn't mean that they won't get started next month, next year, hell, two
yeah,
years or 3 years. It's just everybody has their own timing, and that's okay. But you have to keep showing up in order to reap that benefit when that person is ready, you know?
yeah. Yeah, and you never know. You never know when someone's going to be ready. Just like we talked about before, you never know when someone's going to show up and emerge into a leader. You just don't know. So you just have to keep moving forward, and those people will come. But if you don't move forward, if you quit, if you give up, if you don't show up every day, you'll never experience that. You'll never see those people. It will never happen. So you just got to keep moving forward. So that's it. It's been an hour. Oh my gosh, it went by super fast. Catherine, thank you so much for showing up, for being here, for being you, for doing what you do, and for even being on the tail end of being sick and still showing up
My
for you and
pleasure.
your team. Greatly appreciated. Respect the shit out of you. So keep moving forward. Keep doing your thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Happy
guys.
to be here.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Thursday. Have an awesome day. Later.